Hey there, my fellow language learners, and welcome back to the channel. If you are a language learner and you like playing card games, you're going to love this. This is the virtual version of heading into language land. You can use it to put any language you want to the test, be it your native language or one of your foreign languages that you're studying. And this particular virtual version that I'm showing you is really special because a friend of mine named Ian added into it some Japanese verb cards. We have a Spanish one as well that Ian helped us to make. So this adds additional challenges into the gameplay, and it makes it even more targeted in this case, in particular for Japanese. But I do want to emphasize that you can use this game to review and enrich any language that you want. There's over 100 different topics among all the cards that are in the deck, and as you play along, you encounter enemies and allies. You can pick up special weapons and enter magical locations, but to take those actions and to win the battles and to team up with the allies, you have to be able to speak well about the different topics in whatever language you're practicing. And we have online gaming groups for this, so you can come out and play it with us. Details at languagecardgames.com. There's also printable versions and real deck versions that you can use at home. But I'm going to show you in this video today basically how to play, and I'm going to use this fantastic board that Ian helped us to design, and also Shayna Smith. I haven't shown it enough. This is a really cool Japanese board here with some improvements over the standard one that we had before. So the first thing that you do when you play is you need to choose a character that you want to be, and you can be any character that you want in the whole deck. Generally refer to the characters with white text names as good guys, and the characters with black text names as bad guys. But you can be any one of them that you want. So let's imagine that you wanted to be the troll. Then you would take the troll and put it here and type in your name where it says player one and sit down, and that will be your seat. And you can play this with anybody in the world anytime that you want with this virtual deck. We do every Saturday. We typically have players from 4, 5, 6 different countries in the room at once, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I choose my character. Then once everybody has their characters, you click the button that says move into deck, which is under the characters, and they all go back into the deck. You can shuffle the deck with the shuffle deck button, and then you can load up the board with the load board button. And we use cards from the deck to become sort of like our game board. They become the spaces of the board, and we move around freely, discover different things, and the board is constantly being replenished with new cards from the deck. So you always encounter new things in different orders every time that you play. That's what makes it feel like you're actually exploring a world and having a real language learning journey. This game is called Heading into Language Land for a reason. You choose to head into it and explore your language every time that you play. So I'm going to take a pawn down here. I'll be the gold one. My longevity points, my LP are set to 3. And, a basic way to play is every time you speak well about a topic, you get a point. And the first person to get 10 points first wins. If you fall down to 0 points, you lose. You're out of the game permanently. So the points, though, they're a little bit of a gimmick because we generally think as long as everybody's learning and collaborating, everybody wins. It doesn't really matter about the points. It's kind of a gimmick. But if you want to play a little bit more strictly and have battles with other people, then that could come into play. Who's more powerful could win the battles, more easily. So let's see how to do a typical turn. What you do in this game first is you flip over a card that's next to your current location. In a lot of games, you roll a dice and move first. Not so in this game. First, you flip over a card next to where you currently are and see what's there. In this case, it's a magical location called Word Haven. So to enter this location, I need to pass a topic on this card. We can see festival, antique, religion, philosophy. In this game, categories 2 and 3 tend to be a little easier than the 4 and 5 categories. But, depending on who you are and what's your background, you might think one thing is more easy than another person does. But generally speaking, two and three tend to be a little easier than four and five. So I roll a dice. The topic is four. I try to give an example of a religion or speak about a religion in the language that I want to practice. Again, could be my native language, or it could be one of the foreign languages that I'm studying. Usually, when we play with our friends online, we speak single words, short phrases, or complete sentences about the topic according to whatever we feel comfortable with, according to whatever our ability level is. So just try your best. And as long as you aren't completely stumped and don't make major mistakes, then you should be able to take the action, get the points. In this case, if I spoke successfully about a religion, then I would add a point and move into the location. And my turn is over. It's that simple. Locations always stay face up on the board where they are discovered, and people can decide if they want to head in that direction or not. So over time, different locations appearing all over the board will make a kind of map. It's really fun to move between locations. Um, so let's imagine it's come back around to me. It's my turn again. There's three spaces next to me now. I can choose one of them to go to. Let's try another one. In this case, it's a ally. How do I know that this card is an ally? Because it's a character with a name that's the same color as mine. If you encounter characters that have the same color name as yours, then they're allies. Opposite color names will be enemies. And there's an exception to this. If you're talking about locations, special pickups, or weapons, or animals, for all of those things, the color of the name doesn't matter. Anybody can use them or access them or pick them up. But when purely speaking about characters, the colors of the name matter. And the black and the white named characters are always battling each other. So in this case, the Gablin are an ally for me. If you want to call allies to join your team, you have to pass a topic on the allies card. So again, I roll the dice. I got a 4 again. Currency. Okay, so different countries have different currencies with different names. Can you speak about one of them in the language that you want to practice? If you can, then the ally would join your team. Whenever there's an empty space left behind by a card that you take, you fill the empty space with a fresh card from the deck, and then you make your move, and then you add a point to your score. If you get more and more cards on your team, like allies or weapons or animals, then you will have more topics that you can speak about when you battle enemy characters or enemy players. For example, if I encountered an enemy character on the board or an enemy player on the board, like let's say I was on the same space as this red pawn, then I would have to roll the dice and refer to any number 5 on any of my team cards in order to launch my attack upon the enemy. So the more team cards you have, the more options you'll have to speak about when it's time for you to attack enemy characters or enemy players. Now, again, I want to come back to these cool grammar cards. So we know that we can use this game to practice any language that we want, but this board was designed in particular for Japanese learners, and it has Japanese grammar cards in it. So if I want to incorporate this grammar card into my example answer, then I could potentially gain some extra points on my turn. The way that the guys are using it right now is you get an extra point if you use an easy grammar card, and you get 2 extra points if you use a hard grammar card. And then after you use it, after you pass it, you flip it to the next one. You see, you click that button, it flips to the next one. So the next person to use it, it will be ready for the next person. When it's their turn, if they want to use it, they can. So that is generally how it goes. We go around and around the board like that. Usually our games last about an hour. And to be honest, again, whoever wins, quote unquote, is just for fun. It's kind of gimmicky. Usually everybody helps each other to learn. They look up answers on the internet to try to explain what they want to explain. And we always have a high-level speaker or native speaker of the target languages in the room with us when we do our official game events online. So they correct us and guide us and give us ideas in real time. It's a lot of fun. I hope this inspires you today to come out and give it a try. I hope you will feel free to or feel encouraged to leave your comfort zone. This game, I think, it's more than a game. It's really a heavy duty educational resource or tool that you can build into your traditional study routines that you're already doing. Imagine playing this game once or twice a week. Um, with your friends and family or with us online, it can bring you a tremendous amount of enrichment and grow your skills with your languages more organically because there's so many topics in here that don't tend to come up in a typical textbook, course, class, or even in a normal daily life experience. There's a lot of fantastic, colorful topics in here that will really connect you to the magic of language learning and make the content that you are talking about more vivid and memorable. Hope this can help. Thanks for tuning in today. You're welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do a lot of motivational language learning content and share game design for I'm currently working on the second edition of this game right now. And also visit languagecardgames.com. Hope to see you in an upcoming game. Bye bye for now.